Hi guys, Drew here, and welcome to another episode of Drew Talks Caps. And in this episode, it may be a bit longer, but we're going to be discussing how the St. John's Junior Caps have been playing and what's been up with the St. John's Junior Caps as well. And we'll basically be just discussing, I'll start with the Senior Caps, discuss their stats, players, how they've been doing in general on the ice and off the ice as well. So I'll get started with the Senior Caps as I said before, and they played Friday night in Outer Cove to face the Marines at Jack Byrne Arena, and they ended up getting the W in this game. They ended up winning 5-4 over the Marines. It came close, to be honest with you. The St. John Senior Caps were up by 4 goals, and Outer Cove sort of climbed their way back. They need to get one more goal to tie the game to get the overtime. They pulled their goalie. The Caps had really good defensive, well played, and they were able to get away with a W on the away ice, I suppose, and they were able to win this one in some pretty neat fashion as well. Jacob Hann gets his first goal as a senior Cap. Pretty good for him. He's been doing pretty well so far this year. Him and Ryan Costello made their debuts after junior Caps graduates. They played a bit last year, but they are fully rookies this year. Joel Bishop getting one as well. He had a really good game in this one and the next game I'm going to mention. He's just been generally one of the better players on the Senior Caps this year. Tanner Humber-Dredge getting 2 goals in this game. He's definitely a really good player. I gotta say, Humber-Dredge been doing really well so far with the Senior Caps. He had 2 goals in this game, and he might have some more as the year as the year goes by, I should say. He's definitely looking like a really good piece for the Senior Cap squad. And then Matt McKim is able to finish off the scoring. 2 players from the M&M Bish line are able to get goals in this game, and there's a lot of more goals in the next game as the Caps are able to get the W and win 9-2 at home in NBC against the Outer Cove Marines once again. And the goals in this game, we have 2 hat tricks in this game. We have Kyle McGraw, who has 3 goals in this game. He just sniped the puck like all night long. He was dominant the whole night, and all of his goals were just top cheddar, and he buried a lot in this game. Mike Cole as well, you might not recognize him as much as, say, the M&M Bish line, Tanner Humber-Dredge, but he had 3 goals in this game. What a way to come in and be a really good player as well in this game. He had a really nice night. Joel Bishop as well getting another goal in this game. He had 2 goals in his past 2 games, he scored as well in the home opener, so I suppose he has 3 goals in 3 games. Bishop doing really well so far with the Senior Caps, so this is basically his rookie year, only playing 2 games last year with them. And then Mark Rumsey is able to get his first goal as a Senior Cap, and he was pretty good, really physical player as well. Mark Rumsey was. He played last year for the University of Saskatchewan in U Sports Canada, which is the top university league in Canada, and he played really well in those games. Honestly, he played in the Q a bit, and now he's playing U Sports, and then he came here this year, in his rookie year, to play for the St. John Senior Caps, his hometown. So hopefully he's a really good presence with them this year. And the scoring ends with Matt Smith getting a goal. His line was really good in the night prior. I believe he was on a line with Costello and Han, I believe. But their line was really good in that game. So yeah, that's basically their 2 games, how they played so far for the Senior Caps. And hopefully they can get this going some more, as next weekend they'll play the CBS Blues. And then they play a few more games. I believe they play the Caribous the weekend after. And anyways, Andrew Curtis was in net for both games. The 21-year-old basically coming off his 2nd year with the Caps. He played pretty well, to be honest with you. I mean, letting in 6 goals in 2 games, maybe a bit rough. But I mean, Curtis he played pretty well. I like his pad setup as well. It's just all black, kind of rocking the Chase Perry style from the Growlers. But yeah, Andrew Curtis playing pretty well, and depending how long Downer is out, it looks like he may be on mat leave due to his wife having a baby. Well, I think she had a baby. I remember Brian Rogers mentioning on the broadcast that his wife is expecting a baby soon, so maybe that's why he hasn't been playing as of late. Usually he would get a start in a weekend series. So wishing all the best to Downer, and hopefully he can get back soon, because the Caps are going to really need it as well, to get some good goalies on the back. And I mean, Curtis isn't bad, but he isn't Kyle Downer. But let's talk about, don't know why I mumbled there. Let's talk about the team's overall stats and how they've played so far as a team. Their goals for per game is 5.7. That is third in the entire AESHL. Not too bad at all, I gotta say. Their goals for pretty good, and maybe they could keep this up, and they'll end up be getting a lot of wins if they're scoring 5 goals a game. The goals against per game is 3.3. That's second in the entire league as well. Not too bad. The goaltending has been a big factor for them this year. They've been doing really well, and hopefully they can keep it up as well. Their power play percentage is 46.2, which is first in the entire league. Their power play, man, that's just unbelievable. Mark Rumsey, the Eminem Bishland, then Roger Pender running the back end. Not too bad at all. And then their PK percentage is just a straight 80, and that is fourth in the entire AESHL. Not too bad overall team stats for them this year, and maybe they'll keep it up, maybe they won't. We'll have to wait and see what happens, and they'll hunt for the herder heading into the playoffs. And then let's talk about some players who leads in goals, assists, points, pins, you name it all. Their goals leader is Kyle McGraw. He has 4 goals this year. Not too bad for him. You may notice that name also. Played a bit for the Growlers before they folded. He was a really good piece. I honestly liked him more than Jordan Escott, to be honest with you. Their assist leader is Matt McKim. He has 6 goals, 6 assists this year. Definitely passing the puck a lot if you're on a line with Kyle McGraw and Joel Bishop, and it's working out for him as he leads the team in points as well with 8. As Matt McKim had his rookie year last year, played really well with about 2 points per game, to be honest with you, doing really well with them, and played a bit in the NCAA as well, but now he's here playing senior for the Caps, and he's been doing really well so far with his start to the season. So hopefully he keeps it up. We'll have to wait and see what happens, I suppose. But then their penalty minutes leader is Mark Rumsey. He has 12 penalty minutes. I believe he had a 10 in his very first game. He mixed it up a little bit at the end of the game. Didn't drop the glove too much, but he did want to go with somebody, but the refs got in time to break them up. Their next home game will be Saturday versus the CBS Blues. You can get your tickets at marybrowncentre.ca, or we get them at the Mary Brown's box office. Hopefully a good crowd, as there was over 600 fans there last night. Not too bad. Thanks for coming out, and hopefully we can get that attendance number a little bit higher. And it was a bit of a quiet crowd, but maybe if as the year goes by, the fans get to know their players, they'll get a little bit louder. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. There is one thing I wanted to discuss that is senior related. There was apparently some talk in the comments section of the Clarenville Caribous comment section on one of their Facebook posts, basically saying if anybody that lives east of Glovertown is forced to play in the AESHL, or anybody west of Glovertown has to play in the Western League. AJ Whiffen apparently lives in St. John, so there's a possible chance that he's not going to be allowed to play for the Clarenville Caribous anymore. It might suck, but then not only AJ Whiffen, you're probably like, hey Drew, what about Jordan Escott and James Lindy? Yeah, they're playing over in Deer Lake, but they live in St. John's. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, I suppose, and if they're able to keep their spot on their team and see if they're able to play for them. I did hear that Jordan Escott played in an inter-squad game for Deer Lake, so maybe he'll be able to stick around with the Red Wings, but we'll only have to wait and see what happens, I suppose. But we'll only have to wait and see, as I just said. I don't know why I said it again, but as some more of this news comes on, I will let you guys know. So we'll move on to the scene, the Junior Caps, and I just gotta pause the video for a quick second, gotta get my notes all straight, so I'll be right back, but we'll get started with the Junior Caps just shortly. So we are back to discuss how the Junior Caps have been playing. This one is the complete opposite of how the St. John Senior Caps have been playing. They've lost both of their games this weekend. They lose 5-1 to the Renegades, 5-3 to the Paradise Warriors. So we'll discuss the Renegades game first. The goals in this game, one goal in this game, goes to the captain, Jordan Winter. He's been doing really well as of late. But the team in this game, I don't know. There's just something different. This Renegades team, to be fair, is absolutely insane this year. They're first in the entire league. They've been off to a really good start, and maybe if they keep this up, they can get themselves into the playoffs and on a deep run. But the Renegades, and the Caps, I mean, it was just a rough game for them. I mean, you can't win them all, I honestly. But that game, there was just not much offense. I mean, Josh Hillier in net for the Renegades was really good. Maybe goalie of the year this year, honestly. But the Renegades played really well in this game. Obviously, they played better than the Caps because they got the win. But hopefully, in the rematch, the Caps can come back and maybe push a little harder into that win. We'll have to wait and see what happens until that rematch happens. But and then in their next game, they lose 5-3 to Paradise. I wasn't in attendance for this one, so I can't tell you much about it. But I do know that Winter, Vitch, and Austin Bryan got the goals. It was a pretty close game from what I heard. But a team like Paradise that hasn't been that great so far, losing to a team like them, it's just a little bit rough, to be honest with you. Maybe something will switch as they come back to the Mary Brown Center this weekend. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens, I suppose, with how the team's been playing. Maybe they'll push a little harder in their weekend series, and maybe they'll be able to get some more W's as the year goes by. The team's overall record as of now is 7-4-0. That's 4th in the entire St. John's Junior Hockey League. Not too bad, but obviously you want to be top of the league to get that home ice advantage. So we'll see what happens. There's still time left for them to improve and able to rise up in the standings. Player stats go up as well with that. But yeah, just talking about some player stats in general. Their goals leader is Jordan Winter. He has 10 goals this year. Winter just got that captaincy on his jersey. It didn't matter for him. He's still producing, scoring goals. Isn't like Austin Matthews, how he's just like kind of nervous to score a little bit. I don't know. He's definitely taking this captaincy role really well with the junior Caps. And he's scoring goals as well, as he scored 2 goals in his recent 2 games. Not too bad for Jordy, as he's been doing really well so far this year with them. Their assist leader for the junior Caps is Andrew Vitch in Daw. They both have 7 assists in their games. Both Vitch and Daw have been really good in their games played. Daw, especially on that power play, he's a really good power play quarterback. So is Charles Walsh, though. They both been really well played in their 2 games. And then their points leader is Jordan Winter with 16, and Zach Hocko leads in penalty minutes with 24, as I said last week. So not much penalty minute improvement from actually, yeah, it did improve a little bit. But yeah, so that's basically all the player stats I had to list off. Jack Martin and Nathan Hurley were both backups for the senior Caps. So Hurley was backing up last night, and Martin was backing up on Friday. I suppose they need some call-ups, I suppose, so they only backed up as like an e-bug. So Hurley, there's a potential chance he'll graduate from junior this year and play next year in senior. So just getting himself a little bit prepared for senior. But Hurley playing really well. He has a .918 save percentage. He's been doing really well, honestly, besides that one game versus the Renegades where he kind of struggled. But I mean, Hurley been doing pretty well so far. But I wanted to discuss a trade that the Cats made this week. They traded Will Scott to the Avalon Celtics for Nolan Avery. Avery only had 1 assist in his 5 games played with the Celtics, but he played really well, honestly, in his game played with the Caps on Friday night. A really good addition. His line was really good with Owen Wright and Andy Knight. That line was probably the best line in the entire game versus the Renegades. But hopefully Nolan Avery will be able to do really well and succeed with the St. John's Junior Cap so far this year. We'll only have to wait and see what will happen, I suppose. Their next game will be Friday versus the Northeast Eagles. And there's a potential chance that the game will be on Rogers TV, so you may be able to watch it. We'll only have to wait and see what happens, I guess. I've been saying we'll have to wait and see what happens a lot in this video, as you may notice, but I mean, you can only see what, you can only ask for so much. And there's one last thing I really wanted to talk about, isn't Junior Cats related, but kind of junior related. Apparently there's a chance that the Board of Governors, basically, in the QMJHL is going to be visiting the Mary Brown Center, visiting Newfoundland, see if they're good enough for a potential Q team. So be ready for some more info coming maybe the next few weeks, but apparently we won't be hearing much till like April, March. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's basically going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you do, you can like this video, you can subscribe if you really liked it. Comment what you want in the next video, maybe what I want to talk about, Caps or Chess Q or something like that, NHL maybe. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. And I'll talk to you all in the next one. And that's it for today's video, guys. And I'll talk to you all again soon.